Hi y'all, I'm Tabitha. This is Channeled Wellness. This video is going to be a little different than what we normally do here. So we're going to do some research today into the universal laws. I want to do some Googling, and then we're also going to talk to Spirit about these universal laws and how to apply them in our lives. Okay, so if you're looking for my usual content, you can go and check my page, and I have plenty of that. All right, if you just need an energy check-in, if you're interested in learning about the universal laws, then stick around. I don't know how long this video will be. I suspect that we're probably gonna have to do a part 2, but I am doing this research in real time with you guys. We're gonna learn this stuff together. So the universal laws have been kind of an intriguing topic for me personally, because I've heard a lot about them, but I don't actually know what they are. I've heard of like the law of attraction and the law of correspondence, but I don't know what else the universal laws are. And I feel like if I don't know what they are, then I'm probably not using them to the best of my ability in my life, like to my advantage. So let's pull up the universal laws. Let's see if we can get a list of what they are. Universal laws. All right, this is what Google says. Universal laws are ancient philosophical and spiritual principles believed to govern the energy, order, and consciousness of the cosmos. Distinct from the scientific laws of physics, these 12 immutable concepts shape personal experience, growth, and connection. So there are 12 of them. All right. And I suspect that we're probably familiar with some of them in some ways. But like, from what I've learned, the more that I look into anything regarding spirituality, is that we already have something kind of like familiar in our culture that already points towards it. But I don't know. It's like we be having it in a distorted way still. All right, so I got my handy dandy notebook. I'm gonna write down these principles as we talk about them. So we got the first principle is divine oneness. Everything is connected. Every thought, every action, and event affects the whole. Okay, so this is a concept that I'm really familiar with, the oneness of it all. All right, the next one is vibration. All matter and energy move and vibrate at specific frequencies. Okay, that sounds like a regular law of physics. So I'm curious what the difference is. All right, we're going to get into it with Spirit. I'm so excited to do this. Attraction. So we talked about this. So attraction here is defined as like energy draws like energy, shaping your experiences through focus and intent. That's the law of attraction, which is like magnetism too. Okay, drawing conclusions already. All right, inspired action. Tangible steps must match your desires and beliefs to manifest change. Inspired action. And I'm just writing these down because it's going to be a little quicker than me going back to the phone while we're doing the cards. Okay, the law of perpetual transmutation. Energy is constantly shifting from one form into another. Now that's interesting. That sounds like the law of conservation, right? Energy can neither be created or destroyed, only transferred. Perpetual transmutation. Interesting. Okay. The law of cause and effect. Every action has an equal reaction. Nothing happens by mere chance. Cause and effect. Okay, that sounds like Newton's law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. But this doesn't say that reaction is opposite. Interesting. The law of compensation. You reap what you sow. The universe returns what you put out. What you get is what you give. That's pretty straightforward. That's something that I've known throughout my life. I feel like this is so much, like I keep saying it's straightforward, but I feel like this is going to be so much more layered. So it's going to go a lot deeper than what we realize it is. Okay. The law of relativity. Events and tests are neutral until you compare them to something else. Well, that makes sense, right? Because without light, we couldn't have dark. Without good, we couldn't have bad. I mean, without bad, we couldn't have good. Whatever. Yeah, we need polarity. Okay, polarity. That's the next law. Polarity. Everything has an opposite extreme, hot, cold, light, dark, which are degrees of the same thing. Right. So that's how everything happens on a spectrum. Got it. Right. And the polarity is just the opposite ends of the spectrum. Then we have the universal law of rhythm. Life moves in cycles, patterns, and predictable seasons of change. That's reminding me of Ecclesiastes. There's a time for everything, a time to reap and a time to sow, a time to whatever. Yeah, y'all know the scripture. Well, maybe you don't. It's Ecclesiastes, book, chapter 3. Everything, the universal law of gender. Everything contains masculine and feminine energies necessary for creation. That's the last one. All right, so let's dig into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What? That's 11? Did I miss one? Hold on, guys. I think I missed one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What did I miss? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Inspired action. Did I put that? All right, we got the law of divine oneness, the law of vibration, the law of correspondence. I forgot to write that one. Okay, correspondence. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so divine oneness. Spirit, can we discuss the universal law of divine oneness, please? The Knight of Cups. This is a yes. This is a very endearing yes. I think that Spirit is happy that we're doing this. Okay. So let's see. So what can you tell us about divine oneness, Spirit? The King of Cups. The Eight of Wands. Oneness is rooted in emotion. Okay, and we can sense this emotion when we use our faculties for empathy. Two of Swords. This is blocked in some people, and that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about, well, like, what about sociopaths? They don't have empathy. It's blocked in these people. Why? The Five of Wands and the Three of Swords. So for sociopaths, There are many things fighting to possess the vessel, is what Spirit just channeled me. Okay, that's the reason why sociopaths do not have empathy. So does that mean that they are not a part of the oneness? Judgment, the Tower. Oh. Sociopaths are here to destroy our sense of oneness. Wow. Spirit's saying that it's because they feel torn into so many pieces within themselves. They can't sense their own sense of oneness with creation because they lack the empathy to do so. They feel torn at all times because there's so much stuff battling for their vessel. There's other spirits that I can say entities, but that's not really the right word, is it? No. Okay. This is interesting. So the regular layperson experiences oneness through empathy, right? Because empathy it's a channeled experience, right? So we are all, so the thing about us is that, and in which I knew this already from conversations with Spirit, is that we are all channelers. Hold on, I have to take this. Okay, sorry about that. So that's current energy, all right? There's distractions going on in the current energy. We're just gonna shake that off and we're gonna keep going. Okay, so what I feel like super dried out. I know I just put on lotion, but I feel dried out again, so I'm putting more on. And yes, I cut open my tubes to get every single last drop of lotion out because, you know, I like what I like and I want to get my money's worth. And when you be throwing away that tube, when you can't squeeze no more out of there, baby, it's still got a lot left in there. I've been using, this was a small bottle, and I've been using this like this for like probably about a month, and I use it every day. A month and a half, maybe. Anyway, moving on. So the layperson experiences oneness through our sense of empathy, because empathy is a form of channeling, right? You're actually channeling the emotions of the other person when you empathize with someone. Is that correct, Spirit? The Knight of Swords and the Three of Wands. We channel each other's emotions as like this way of helping us to carry forward. It's the way in which we fight for each other, Spirit's saying. So that sense of oneness and being linked to everything. What is the purpose? The Three of Pentacles. It just is what I heard Spirit say before the Three of Pentacles came out. It just is. We're all one. We all stem from the same thing, right? We experience this separation, but truly we're all one. That's why this Three of Pentacles is the card of collaboration. Collaboration, teamwork, mastery, recognition. That's the reason why we have this empathy. We recognize it within other people as we do within ourselves. The Knight of Swords coming out here again. So what is this Knight of Swords about, Spirit? Because I'm not sure I understand. The King of Swords, the Two of Cups. Our relationship with our intellect tries to sever our connection to oneness. Yeah, these are definitely going to be separate messages for sure, because I feel like this is going really deep. So what Spirit is saying here with the Knight of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Two of Cups is that the way that we interact with our intellect, because intellect, as I understand it, our intellect it's a human thing, correct, Spirit? Is that right? The Fool. Yeah. And we're foolish because we believe that we have so much intellect, but really we don't know shit. We don't. I'm hearing Erykah Badu, the man that knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. These came out in the reverse. This is the Eight of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Knight of Cups. Okay. Spirit's telling me yes to interpret. I don't really care to do reversals, guys, so they take me a second to synthesize. Okay, so the Eight of Cups in reverse is not being able to walk away, is not being able to leave something behind, not being able to move on to what's best for you, right? The Five of Wands in reverse, there's no sense of competition. The Knight of Cups in reverse, no sincerity. I'm not sure I understand. This is our intellect. Okay, so our intellect is insincere. Oh, this is the ego. The ego is rooted in intellect. That's what this is. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. And that's why we're foolish. Because we think we know, but we really don't. But it's because our ego tells us that we don't have to listen to anybody else. We don't have to interact with other people. I can do this by myself. None of us exist in a vacuum, right? The one is the all and the all are the one. You know, it is. And when you think about it, it is, right? It's very egoic to think that you exist alone in your world, which I mean, okay, simulation theory, whatever. Maybe we do exist alone in our world, but this world is not designed for us to be alone. And if we are a part of the all that is, then we're not ever actually alone. It's naive of us to think that we're alone, to believe in this sense of separation. And that's what it plays on, right? There are many things in this world that are set up to make you feel isolated, and it plays on this connection with the ego here, right? Because it feeds the ego. Is that where we're going? It's a lot. The Six of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the Five of Cups. On the Five of Cups, I have FOMO. Six of Wands is recognition. The Nine of Wands, things that you've been through. Yeah. Even when we have this sense of recognition, right, within the collective, like, right, like, let me say what I'm saying. Let me give an example. I'm Tabitha. I'm just an ordinary person. Most times I am not recognized by anyone because I do things on my own, and I'm not, you know, particular, like I haven't won an Olympic gold medal or anything like that. But there have been moments in my life where I was the Six of Wands, where I was highly publicly recognized for whatever, you know, celebrated for different things, but it's always fleeting moments. These things never last, right? And even like the case of where if someone is famous and they're well known, you know, they are, a certain part of them is well known, but there's still a private part of them. And it's like those of us who are not well known, a lot of us crave to be well known. And the ones who are well known crave, you know, some sense of privacy, right? There's this What am I getting at here? What I'm trying to say is that there is this kind of tug of war with human desires that is always at play, right? And we wouldn't desire anything if we knew that we were everything. That's what I'm trying to say. FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out, right? There's this fear or this desire to want to be included, to want to be a part of the all, to want to be, especially if you're someone like me who is, you know, very isolated person. Like, I'm isolated, but I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I have friends, I have family, but I'm still kind of isolated. And I feel like even people who are surrounded by people are still having their very individual experience. And it's a very isolating feeling, not being able to have people around you who can recognize and understand, like, yes, I get exactly what you're going through, you know? And I feel like most of us experience that on some level. And I feel like that is the play into the egoic understanding of, there's no one out there like me. I'm so separate. I'm so different. Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Justice. Sometimes we close ourselves off. We create these boundaries, right? And boundaries are a good thing until they aren't, you know? Do you have boundaries or have you built walls? You know what I mean? Sometimes we get too deep off into this culture of like building boundaries to keep other people out because nobody recognizes me and nobody understands and da-da-da-da. You see what I'm saying? But Spirit is saying here that we have to let down these boundaries sometimes to experience and enhance the experience of the oneness of it all. Okay. Okay. Justice came out. Spirit, is there anything else that you would like to say about the law of, the universal law of divine oneness?
Okay. I found this on the web for is there anything else that you would like to say about the law of the universal law of Sivan awareness? Check it out.
Okay, the Chariot and the Two of Swords. The forward movement is somewhat diminished if we are unable to recognize this sense of oneness. And why is that? Because of the law of attraction, right? You have manifestation when you're trying to change things. Thank you. This is rapid change, the Eight of Wands. When you're trying to change things, when you're trying to generate movement or momentum, we have to recognize the law of divine oneness, because the law of divine oneness is also what powers the rest of the universal laws. So this is inherent in the law of attraction. The Five of Cups is here. The Hanged Man. Exactly. Okay. If you are constantly in this this energy of like disappointment and regret and, oh, woe was me, I couldn't get it right, I can't get it right, and da-da-da-da. You create a sense of stagnation for yourself until you have the epiphany that is highlighted here in the Hanged Man, that, you know what, I am capable of this forward movement. I am capable of generating this momentum. And the reason that you become capable of doing so when you believe that you are is because of the divine oneness. That's correct? Yeah. When you decide to leave these, this diminishment behind, it creates, I'm filming. All right. When you decide to leave this behind, it creates the towers, the sudden upheaval. Is the sudden realization that, like, oh wait, I forgot what I am. I am everything. That means I can have everything, right? I am everything that I need to be in order to attract what it is that I want. I'm already that. So if I'm already that, then it has no choice than to be attracted to me. Okay, a quick lesson in manifestation. Yeah, the sun. The revelation of these things is the understanding that it's all within you. The Hermit here. It's all within you. That's the reason why everything is all within you. That's the reason why we come back to this so often in the tarot readings, is that you already have everything that you need within you. It's because you are a part of the divine oneness of it all, because you are it all. So it is already within you. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I see that we're back where we started with this divine gift. This is a gift, really, from creation. The oneness of it all. I think I'm going to leave it right there. Okay, I'm Tabitha. This is Channeled Wellness. If you have more questions that you would like answered, please drop them in the comments. I would love to investigate them further. Yeah, I'm signing off. Have a great day on purpose.